Hello and welcome to another episode of Bushcraft Dave. The weather has been shocking these last few days and I've managed to find a small break in the rain in my back garden to try and cook up another interesting little quick but filling dish on the Trangia in my back garden. It's the Trangia 27 and I'm cooking today a tuna melt. I've not done one before, I don't think, on the channel. I love a tuna melt. So I've got myself some panini bread. I'm going to show you how you can make a panini on the Trangia, and I've got dead simple ingredients, not a lot of ingredients needed, all really small, light and compact. I'm going to make it a really easy, quick cook if you're in the outdoors. So thank you for joining me and enjoy this little short video on cooking a tuna melt panini on the Trangia 27. First thing we're going to do is mix up our first lot of ingredients in the saucepan. Okay, so into our little Trangia saucepan, we're going to put in a tin of tuna. It's 110 grams. It's one of those ones where it's pretty much drained already. So let's just crack that in. Awesome. In with the tuna. If I had some, I could chop up some red onion or a little bit of spring onion, but I'm not a big fan of the onion, especially raw. I'm happy to have it cooked, but I'm not a big fan of raw onion. So other than that, I'm going in with 50 grams of mature cheddar cheese. There we go. Okay. As well as that, into there, we're going to go in this little pot. I've got a tablespoon of mayonnaise, which I've already put on some salt and pepper, so that's all ready to go in. You could use just a little mayo sachet, but I've just used what I've got in the fridge. There we go. So just a tablespoon of mayo. We're also going in with, just in this other little pot, just a little bit of lemon juice. Not loads, just a little splash. There we go. So super simple, just tuna, 50 grams of cheese, a tablespoon of mayo, although because I've ended up probably using more tuna than I would normally use, probably could have done with being about a tablespoon or a couple of tablespoons of mayo. And a little bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of lemon juice. So that is ultimately the filling that's going into the panini. So I've brought with me just a couple of panini rolls. And we'll just slice one of them up. Carefully running the knife on the edge. Tuna panini ready to load up. So I don't necessarily want to overfill it. Like I said, this is probably a little bit too much filling for just one sandwich. I have got a second panini roll, so I could always do a bit more. There we go. So I've got that relatively well loaded with the tuna cheese filling. Let's pop the lid on top, and that will ultimately go into the frying pan in a bit. But what we also want to do is just make sure that we butter the outside of it. So I've brought with me about a tablespoon of butter. I'm going to make sure we butter the outside. That's going to make sure that the outside, hopefully, gets a lovely crisp coating on it when it's done. This side will be the one that goes down first, and then when the other side is cooked, I'll take the weight off it that I'm going to use to press the panini down, turn it over, and then butter the other side. I reckon we're pretty good to start loading it onto the Trangia. go. So we'll put the panini on, buttered side down. And here's the plan for creating the panini weight. I'll use one of the other saucepans and a suitable brick or stone or something. And that's going to stay on there for about 4 minutes to get one side crispy. We'll turn it over and we'll do the same again. Now if you're doing this on your travels, obviously you're not going to have a brick knocking around that you can put into your frying pan or into your saucepan. But anything that's knocking around, stones, pebbles, bits of rocks, whatever, you could even fill it up with water so that there was a lot of weight in it. The only problem with the water is that if the pan did tilt, you then have water going into the fry pan, which would be no good. So really something like stones would be a good idea for a nice heavy weight to start compressing the sandwich down a little bit. Just a couple more minutes and we should be good. Slice into this. So lovely and melted. Let's go and get this eaten. Well, there we have it, our crispy tuna melt piadini. What's interesting is my fry pan needs some serious attention. I do a fair amount of cooking on it, but I feel like there's a certain amount of the non-stick quality of it that's disappeared. So I'm going to try and do a bit of seasoning on it and see if I can get that to work, to season that fry pan so it doesn't stick. But regardless of whether it sticks or not, it has gone uber crispy. And it's red hot. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do you know what I think it could have done with a little bit of onion in it? But the mix was great. I reckon I got it just about perfect. Super tasty, warming, satisfying. Just what you need when the weather's a bit glum and you want something to warm your belly. My cat is currently staring at me through the window, ready for some of this. She's not getting any, it's all mine. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one. Oh, and whilst I'm on, a nice little shout out to my friend Alexi, who's getting married today. I'm heading to his wedding later, so for you guys, he got married yesterday. I'm looking forward to going and celebrating with him. Congratulations, Alexi, to a long and happy marriage, mate. See you soon. I'll see you lot in the next one.